Let's talk about asset protection for real estate. You own a piece of real estate. How can you protect yourself from liability? This arises, let's say you have a rental property and you're concerned about maybe somebody falling off the roof at your rental property, getting hurt and suing you. Now, if you own real property and you don't have it in any sort of business, if you own real property and you don't have it in an LLC, your real property is there, it's owned by you, somebody gets injured, they come after you, they receive a judgment against you. They can collect that judgment against the real property itself or any of your other assets because you personally own all of your assets. So if that's the situation and the way you own your real property, the best way to achieve asset protection is through insurance, homeowners insurance, that sort of thing. And that may be the only level of asset protection that you need or want, especially if you have high levels of insurance. It's always a great idea when you own real property to have an umbrella insurance policy, which is a larger insurance policy that kind of covers you for all sorts of things in your home, your car, that sort of thing. So what kinds of asset protection are there for real property beyond simply insurance? The first level is to put your assets in an LLC. That's a limited liability company. And in California, when you take your real property and you have it owned by an LLC, that wraps asset protection basically around that property, because if somebody were to come after you, sue you for something that happened at that property, they would be limited to collect the assets that are in the LLC. So your other assets that are outside of the LLC become protected in that way. So that's the next level of asset protection. A third level, if you own multiple pieces of real property, is to have a Series LLC, which is basically like one LLC with a bunch of little LLCs inside of it. And in that way, you're separating out your different properties so that one property won't potentially be liable for another property. If you're really interested in higher levels of asset protection, you can get a Wyoming LLC or a Wyoming LLC in a Delaware or a Nevada asset protection trust. Those are ways to achieve really high levels of asset protection and privacy if those are things that you're interested in. So in general, there are 5 levels of asset protection for real property: insurance, LLC, Series LLC, a Wyoming LLC, and then a Wyoming LLC wrapped inside of an asset protection trust formed in Nevada or Delaware. If you have investment properties and you're interested in discussing asset protection with regard to them, feel free to give me a call.